This is me at the world's largest olive, right by a Super 8. But how did I get here? Well, I took a car obviously. It's road trip time, which means that this video will do terrible. So first, we were going to visit the world's largest box of raisins. In order to get us through our trip, we had some snacks, such as a Cheetos Pirate Booty ripoff, which made my head feel weird. Some Ruffles with more MSG than I think is allowed. Then some Japanese party mix, which was essentially my dinner that night. But first, the gas station. Then we drove for a while, with a lot of trucks for some reason. But at one point, Among Us in real life started playing. Then we arrived at the Sun-Made Raisin Factory, and I saw the giant raisin box. And apparently, there's a gift shop. But more importantly, I reached out to touch the raisin box. Apparently it's filled with actual raisins, and weighs over 1,600 pounds. So that was epic. But then we went into the gift shop, and we were the only ones in there. It was literally this quiet. But they had raisin everything, even raisin Stanley cups, and teddy bears. I was overwhelmed with all the raisins. There were even raisin candles. There was only one guy at the counter, and everything was in XL for some reason. We got a shirt, some yogurt raisins, and then fake plastic trees started playing in the parking lot. But it didn't matter because next up was party in the USA while I was eating my yogurt covered raisins. Next up, the giant olive, which we had to drive in the middle of nowhere to get to. But when we arrived, we didn't see it. But then we found it. So it was just fine. And it was pretty big. And now we were in the true middle of nowhere. But it was there that I received the devastating news that it wasn't really the world's largest olive. There was another one that recently set the world record over 300 miles away. So I sat there crying, looking at oil machines. And then we arrived in Bakersfield, the town whose mayor didn't respond to my letter. But Reba was playing, so it was fine. We arrived at our hotel where practically the only channel was Mario Lopez telling us about must-see movies. Another channel was full of stupid infomercials, and there was this one where a tiny vacuum cleaned up stuff that spilled from a bin, but they just vacuumed it up instead. They just vacuumed the tiniest amounts of stuff that were so clearly placed there. And also there was this octopus that stared at me and I felt unsafe.